Uh, where are we going? Where are we going? Tears of the Kingdom, 135. So not as much as I thought. We have Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, and I also
Honestly,
I also
if
am gonna
I'm
be. There's no way you didn't fall asleep or walk away or go, you know,
no, definitely no. I
hang
played
out
that
with
game
the
a little.
devil's lettuce a little bit. Come on.
That game was the same as I did actually more in Tears of the Kingdom than I ever did. And like I was like getting armor sets. Like I kind of knew like in Breath of the Wild, I was like just roaming and doing fucking not doing anything that was beneficial to me. I was just getting fucking all the little side things you could do.
Tears of the Kingdom is a banger. The story is really fucking good, and you refuse to finish it. So
What do you mean? I
you
finished
can say
everything
you
at
like
the end.
Zelda, but
I
then
finished
then the
everything with the end. But
no,
the
you did not.
dragon,
You didn't finish the tears.
yeah, I finished all the tears.
All
I
right.
did
Well, you
all the
didn't
tears.
finish the end of the game, and that the part of that game is so good.
I almost said what I was going to say, and I'm glad I didn't. But remember, I had an issue with like not being able to find something
Yes,
where like, and to this
because
day,
you
I
don't know how to
still
read maps in video games. That's a different issue.
no. I only would get the other dragon. I wouldn't get the. Yeah, it's just
All it does is back up my initial point, which is you don't like playing on the Switch, which is fine. You don't like playing on the
I
Switch.
do. I do.
You don't because you like fucking pretty graphics and good, better frame rate. That's where you're at.
No,
It's fine. You can
uh,
feel that way.
like it's funny because playing like the new Switch, like what, like I used to be like this. Like I would go like this and like, ugh, why does it look so grainy? And now I'm doing with the new one. I'm like, okay, this is what it should have been. Like the power's there. It doesn't feel like it's like super dated.
Yeah, it shouldn't feel super dated. It's brand new.
No, I know, but it's like this is like I feel like the Switch walked so the Switch 2 could run. And I feel like this is what the Switch 1 should have been for like the time it came because it was already behind. It was already
When the
behind as
Switch
far as
One
like
came out, correct me if I'm incorrect, but there was no Steam Deck. There was no other handheld like that. The Switch, the
well, I'm not
Switch,
talking about handheld. I'm talking about like consoles and everything. Like
yeah, the Switch was the first of its kind. It was a hybrid console that was doing things that no one else was doing. So I,
yeah,
I,
because it fucking sacrificed everything else.
they were coming off of the Wii U. I'm sure they weren't like, let's dump as much money and tech into this portable thing that whatever. Like, I don't even understand the point you're trying to make. The Wii U was not a good console for them. This came after the Wii U, and it was a huge gamble to take their two different ecosystems and merge them because okay, the Wii U sold 13 million by the whole end of its life cycle, but the 3DS sold like over 100 million. Let's take all that and merge it together, and then we don't have these two, going side by side. If you look at when the DS and the Wii were their two platforms, you're looking at like, I don't know, probably at least between the two, 100 million each, probably more than that. So like, that's a big gamble for them to merge those two things. There was a lot going into that, I'm sure, but I don't even know what we're talking about. That's not what we're here to talk about tonight. I was just trying to make the point that you don't like to personally play on the Switch. You've said
I
this a
do though.
million times.
I do. I do. I do. I just
There's
want to
so
have like
many
stuff.
games that came out that were on multiple platforms, and you would say, "I'll just wait for it to come to something else. I don't want to buy it on Switch." Oh, it's a Switch.
No, I think
It's a Switch early exclusive. I'll wait till it goes to something else. Every fucking
it
time.
depends. It depends on what it is, but like a lot of like the indie games, I'm like, I'll play them on Switch first, and then I'll play them again on Xbox when they come out.
The
For the most
only
part,
one that you did that with is Hades.
no, Dead Cells, Hades, Hollow Knight, like all those. That's honestly when
Hollow
I
Knight
got
you
the
didn't really
Switch.
play.
No, I played a lot, dude. Like I on the Switch, like, and I
I think
fucking
there's some revisionist history here.
no. I'm telling you, I can probably pull it up. But no, I think that
We can go
I
back like
enjoy,
probably like 2 episodes ago. We can go back and just look and be like, you saying you wouldn't play. You constantly say you don't like to play on your Switch.
yeah, no, like I don't want to play Cyberpunk. Like I'm talking about like third party games. Like there's no reason for me to ever play
I
unless
don't
it's
think
like
that's what we're talking
an
about.
indie game, and like because there's no like I'm gonna choose the more powerful console every single fucking time. Like I'm not gonna. And now like I feel like I got like pretty. This is what I wanted it to be basically.
You're putting Mike
Is
to
like
sleep.
what it is. All right, that's
Yeah, I don't
fine.
know
Sorry,
why
Mike.
you'd
Wake up.
expect. I don't know why you. I guess you would expect when there was nothing else like it for there to be a 1080 4K hybrid console that literally did not exist prior to that. I don't know why you'd expect that.
I don't think it's
Especially
that crazy.
from Nintendo when they're not normally the leaders of the like the tech for the like the not the tech but
I mean,
the
I feel like they
specs.
skip a generation, but they're always. Oh yeah, for specs wise. I thought you were saying sales wise.
No, I'm talking about the specs. The specs,
Yeah.
they're not like that's not their goal. They're the only time that they were ever like on par, I think, at the beginning of a generation with the rest of the people, like with Xbox and PlayStation, was the GameCube, and the GameCube was also not a successful platform for them.
No, and I get that, but my whole thing is that like I don't think that like I feel like the Switch was very far behind. And like just like the Pokemon games, like, and now everyone's playing Pokemon on this, and like, holy shit, this game's fucking amazing. Like, it's like it almost makes me want to go try it again now because I'm like,
Yeah,
it was
I'm it's all fantastic. And at the end of the Switch's life cycle, things were a little bit more rough. But the Pokemon thing is a whole different thing because the Pokemon games usually don't run well regardless of the platform, and that's just a whole
all
other
right.
issue. Well, the like the handheld one, the traditional handheld ones don't really have issues, but the Switch ones have always had some sort of like kind of dirt smudged around it based on the fan base and people saying whatever. But it's not every game. I mean, Zelda's not perfect, but like they make some magic happen with those games to run pretty well. There's
Pretty close
times
to perfect though.
there's plenty of times where it drops frames and shit like that, but the
No,
game's so
I know,
incredible
but
that like,
yeah,
and you're
yeah,
playing on your
yeah.
fucking hands.
You
Uh
can forgive
yeah.
that any point.
I
Like,
mean, the
yeah.
Switch 2 is going to become way underpowered compared to its contemporaries in like 3 or 4 years, if not sooner. So like I don't.
But yeah, I don't disagree with you, but like I think that like looking at this now and then looking at like kind of what because I was using the Switch with I mean how old is the Xbox? Like 6 years old now, 7 years old in PlayStation. I'm looking at this Switch and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like I'm like sacrificing anything right now. I'm like, oh, this feels good. And it like looks like what I'm looking at on my TV when I'm playing the other ones, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But before I wasn't thinking like that. I was like, this is. I still love this, but it
I don't know.
definitely like playing Monster Hunter on this. 'Cause I play a ton of Monster Hunter Rise on this, and like, man, the difference from the Xbox to this, like, it still played good on the Switch, but like, it was like you could see like pixels half the time when you're like moving through stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think you have to with the Switch 1, it's like you're making those choices of I'm going to choose to play this for convenience of portability, which now there are way more options for portability, but in 2017 there was not. There was not Steam Decks and ROG Allies. Was the ROG Ally back then, Mike?
No,
Yeah, like
Mike, you buy a Steam Deck?
none of this stuff was there.
not yet.
So like
I'm
this
actually
was
surprised Mike didn't.
ahead of the curve and made everyone else go, "Oh shit, should we be doing handhelds? Oh shit, we can do this." It made fucking PlayStation make that stupid fucking PlayStation Portal.
Forgot about that.
I don't know. I yes, it's always been an underpowered console, but like you were making those concessions. But Nintendo published games for the most part usually work some wizardry around the hardware, Pokemon being one of the outliers. But yeah, I mean it's great. It being able to run 60 frames, I think, is the actual thing
Yeah,
that
I
is
think
going
that's
to
what it is.
hide
Yeah.
some of the underpowered portion of it, especially the longer this life cycle goes. Because things being capped at 30 or less on the Switch 1 is like a noticeably different thing. Anyways, Mike's falling asleep. It's too hot in his room because he didn't put his ACs in yet. Or he did put his ACs
Yeah,
in.
he did. Is it still broken? Is it working?
It is broken in the sense that the power switch does not work. So I managed to turn it on, but the only way
Oh,
for me to
weird.
turn it
Okay.
off is pressing the button on the plug.
Oh, see, I had that issue before too. I don't know why that always happens. It seems to happen quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, it's a
So.
scorcher, so.
Yeah.
Sorry, you won't be here for the week, so.
Yeah, that's true. Although I still should probably set up the other AC.
Probably a good idea. You have a little bit of time tomorrow to do that. We got a great show for you tonight. Welcome, everyone, to the Pass the Control podcast, a show where a couple of best friends talk about the latest in video games and nerd culture. Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes we talk about the Switch too much. And I'm sorry, we're going to talk about the Switch a lot today. So If that's not your jam, you can probably just back out now. As always, I'm your host, Brenden Groom, and joining me on this lovely Friday evening is the anime senpai himself, Mr. Michael Desir. Mike, how are you tonight besides hot and sleepy?
No, that pretty much covers it for me.
Okay. Also joining us tonight, of course, and rounding us out is the Fortnite father himself, Mr. Todd. He loves his Switch, apparently. Gary, #1 Zelda fan in the globe.
Todd the Gary. Biggest Zelda fan.
How you doing, Todd?
I'm good.
Good. I'm glad. I'm fucking glad. Dom can't make it tonight, so we are gonna do a quick one. We've talked about it. We've mentioned it on the podcast in the last couple episodes, but Mike and I are going to be out in LA for Summer Game Fest, which the showcase was today. We are leaving tomorrow to head out that way, so we're going to keep this on the brief side for this week's episode. We're going to just kind of do our initial impressions so far of playing with our Switch 2s. We've all had the chance to spend quite a decent amount of time, I'd say already, the last couple days with our Switches. So we'll kind of give our initial thoughts on that and see where the conversation goes and go from there. But before we get into that, a couple of quick housekeeping things. This episode of the Pass Control Podcast is sponsored by our good friends at Goodnight Fatty. If you're in the Salem, Massachusetts area or the North Shore of Massachusetts on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday evening, you want yourself something hot, sweet, tasty, fresh out of the oven, you can head on down to 1 Washington Square and get yourself a delicious fatty. And if you're unaware of what a fatty is, you can check them out on social media at Goodnight Fatty and educate yourself on these tasty treats. Other quick housekeeping things. Actually, I don't know. We're just gonna move along. That's enough for that. PTC Movie Club for June is my pick, and it is gonna be a movie that I say when I decide and flip a coin at the end of the episode. So stay tuned or fast forward or I don't know. Don't watch the movie. Whatever makes you happy. So let's just hop right into it. Before we get into it, we will be obviously doing some more dedicated Summer Game Fest stuff when we get back from Summer Game Fest. But since the showcase was today, I don't know if there's anything either of you want to like specifically talk about. There was a few things for me that like stood out.
Was Splitgate 2 like a shadow drop today or something?
Yeah, but that guy did shitty shit on stage, so like fuck that game. We're good with
I
Splitgate.
don't need to say anything. Well, it's so funny. Well, I'll just tell you this really quick. I downloaded it. It seemed fun enough, and then I was like, I want to play Halo. I deleted it and I just downloaded Halo Infinite.
So I think
it's like a watered. It's like I didn't see any of that shit, but
whatever. He wore a stupid hat and like I don't know. He just made stupid fucking decisions. He should not have done what he did. And
gotcha.
I don't know. I feel bad for the other people that work at that studio that just shadow dropped a game because a lot of people were saying negative things about all that today. Rightfully so. I think what the guy did was fucking stupid. But some of the bigger things that dropped, in my opinion, we're not going to go through everything, but Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, which is coming out soon. They showed a bunch of guest characters that are going to be on the roster, including Hatsune Miku, Ichiban from Yakuza, Like a Dragon, Joker from Persona, and then they teased Minecraft. So,
really?
Yeah, so that was a fun announcement. Some stuff we've seen before, there aren't new announcements, so I'm just going to kind of move away from those. There is this like puppet game that's like puppet motion capture with like Muppet looking puppets, and it's like a Punch Out style game. It's like a boxing game. It's called Felt That Boxing, and I don't know, it looks interesting. I will probably check it out when it comes out. It looks really fun. Other than that, there was a stop motion game that looked like it was like claymation called Out of Words. Co-op game, looks fucking fantastic.
I didn't see that. You know what? Oh, you know what looked really fucking good? It's kind of the only time I checked in and caught something. It looked like Team Fortress kind of, but like third person view.
The Last Flag.
Yeah. Oh, and it's kept on a flag. I was like sold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. And I'm like, yep. Please play good. Please play good.
Lego Voyagers looked really cool. It's like another co-op 2-player Lego game where you're like playing as a little Lego brick together. Like you're just a little brick, not like a person, like a brick. and you're like solving puzzles and platforming. It looked
Are Liam and Logan going to kill each other, or is that like
no, it looks like it's like a chill experience. It actually looks like
Oh,
it's
okay,
meant
cool.
for older people, but like I'm sure kids will have fun
Okay,
with it too.
yeah.
But that looked great. Um, Mina the Hollower finally has a release date, which is like probably the biggest thing for me out of this past showcase, coming out October 31st. So looking forward to a little Halloween Mina the Hollower. There's a Deadpool VR game, sure.
Yeah, it's been really disappointing.
Yeah, they did announce though a new Scott Pilgrim game with a story written by Brian Lee O'Malley. So another Scott Pilgrim
So
VR.
like same. Oh hell yeah, I didn't see that.
No,
I saw you text them.
it is a new game and with a story written by the creator.
Did it show any gameplay or
Oh
just
yeah,
like
no,
it
it looks
looks?
great.
Oh, it did.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck.
it's being made by Tribute, which are, I mean, they've done a few things I've played, like they've done Panzer Paladin, Flint Hook, but they've also more recently done Shredder's Revenge.
Who?
The studio's called Tribute. They did TMNT's Shredder's Revenge.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
I think they
That
might
feels
also
like
be
Scott
working
Pilgrim.
on the new Marvel game, Cosmic Invasion. Are they also working on that?
Oh,
I
that
don't
looked
know.
good too. Yeah. It's funny though because that actually feels Scott Pilgrimy, the fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game.
Yeah, they're also working on the Marvel game as well, so they know what they're
Get
doing.
get. Can we get Anna Managuchi or whatever the name
They're
is?
also doing it. Yep.
Are they really?
No, it looks
Stop
like
it.
it's like a great.
Okay.
It's one of the,
Oh,
I
that's
think one of
amazing.
the better
Okay.
announcements of the showcase.
Let's
It was
go.
fucking great.
Okay. Oh, I'll have to check it out.
Stuff that I don't care about, but maybe you will, Todd. Maybe it might make Mike play a Hitman game, but they're doing a bunch of 007 stuff in there. So like Mads Mikkelsen's villain. Is he
I
a villain?
saw
I'm
that.
assuming he's a villain.
Yeah.
He's a Casino Royale's
Yeah,
villain, but
there's gonna be a like mission or
so
missions
is
about
that
around
game
him.
straight up Hitman, just reskin for Bond?
No,
Is
no,
that
no,
what it
no,
is,
no,
or
no,
is
no.
it?
This is a DLC for Hitman.
Oh, it's the okay, gotcha.
Yes, no,
Because I know they're
it
making a
is you
Bond
are
game
trying
too.
to kill him, or I don't know. I wasn't paying
Oh,
attention. I don't
okay,
give a fuck about
yeah.
Hitman or 007. 007
I,
First Light or whatever it's called. Mike, what's it called? First Light? Firefight?
First line.
First Light?
First line.
That
Yeah.
I will give a shot, but that's not this. They did show that trailer. I think it's the same trailer they already showed at the State of
oh,
Play.
I used to be a big Hitman guy. Like I like all Hitmans up until what they did recently, and now everyone loves Hitman, and I'm like, I can't run around with my gun if I get pissed off and fucking like it's more about like strategy now. And yeah, it's not. I was the guy that always just ran around with dual pistols
Yeah,
and
you
fucking
being
killed
patient, that doesn't surprise me.
it.
I think the only other big things for me were, I think there was something else, and I apparently didn't write it down. Oh yeah, I didn't write it down, but it's probably the other big thing for me was the new game from RGG Studio. They showed a longer trailer for it. I think they teased it in the past, but they showed a new trailer for it, and it had like a code name before, but now it has a real name, which is Stranger Than Heaven. So it's, it's, if Todd's making a face like he doesn't know who RGG is or doesn't, it's the studio that does Yakuza.
Oh, okay.
So they're doing a new game that is set in like 1940s Japan. But it looks fucking amazing. Like it looks absolutely incredible. I think it's coming out next year. I think it's in 2026. So that was fantastic. But I'm actually silly because there was two other things that were my jam and I just didn't write them in my phone. Wu-Tang game looks fucking great.
It's like Ghostface Studio or whatever.
Yes.
You see it like
Yeah.
it's like
And then a game called Into the Unwell, which you should also look up after. It's like, it looks like a 3D version of, I don't know what the animation style is categorized as, but like
rubber.
yes, yeah.
I'm looking at it right now.
That is the name. Or
It looks like
Hose.
it looks like Cuphead animation.
yeah, it's like
just
Cuphead, Mickey.
yeah.
It's what is it? That's the name of it. Whatever Mike just
I think
said.
it's rubber. I think it's rubber hose.
Rubber Hose. Yeah, because that's their limbs. Yeah. So that looks great. Fantastic.
Yeah, sold on that.
And then not for me, but like congrats to the people who care, Resident Evil 9. So that's how they ended the show. So I mean, it looks interesting. I just definitely am not going to play that.
I'm curious if they're going to keep it in the first person mode. Or, actually, they added both last time though, so yeah, I think I probably just do it either way.
Did you watch the trailer?
No, I saw like little bit of it, but I just want to see gameplay. I don't care about that shit.
Oh, did they not show gameplay? I don't even remember.
I don't think
Because
so. I
I
think it's
was
like
like
just
already,
like
I was like, yeah, I mean, it's Resident Evil. It looks cool. I'm
yeah,
good.
just the cutscenes. It looked like
It also looks like they're continuing the 7, 8, 9 thing of like they're maybe like reimagining how they approach horror. Like it's not like 4, 5, 6 were very different and they kind of went a certain way. I think 7 and 8 are a little bit different from each other, right?
Seven's like legit a scary game, and eight is good and it has its scary parts. Yeah, like they kind of went back to like survival horror kind of,
Yeah.
and like they went like full after four. They went full throttle on like action, action, action,
Yeah.
action. No, like less atmosphere, more action, and kind of. And seven got back to, seven got back to telling a good story and like actually being scary to play.
Yeah. So the vibe this one gave off to me in the trailer was kind of like, seems like it's gonna. I mean, maybe they didn't show any gameplay, so I don't know how the game is gonna play. But it looks like it's gonna be. The vibe I got was scary and like mysterious. Like it seems like you don't really know. I don't know. It didn't just seem like it was like about zombies. I don't know.
Right. It never usually is.
Yeah. So I don't know. It looks interesting. But yeah, I don't know. That was the showcase.
I mean, the last two games they put out is about mold. So it's like it's not even like it's it's like not even zombies really. It's like Last
Well, I
of
mean,
Us.
the old games were about of like a manufactured virus. So like mold
Yeah.
is like I don't know. It's similar.
Yeah.
Well, not similar, but like it's like a thing. An
Yeah.
entity is like creating these things. I guess that's how all zombie things are. Whatever. What am I even saying? Switch. We've all had a chance to play, have some time with it. I wanted to try to squeeze in more time with other things on it. Like I got a code for Bravely Default HD remaster, but I haven't started it yet. And I downloaded Deltarune, but I also haven't started that yet. So I wanted to like kind of play a little bit of those, but I didn't have a chance because instead, what I thought was going to be great and fun, but would be something I'd want to bounce in and out of, Mario Kart has not been I want to bounce out of it. I just want to play Mario Kart. Like I thought I'd want to like have some back and forth between something else, and I haven't had that second to like even
Same. I
think about
haven't
that.
turned my Xbox on in like 2 days.
Oh, I wasn't even talking. I was just talking about trying out other things on the Switch too. Whether it was like
No, that's all I want to do.
seeing how another game played, like updated, or just playing Deltarune or Bravely Default. But Mario Kart has completely consumed me the last few days. Like I can't get enough of it. I beat all the cups last night. Like we the three of us played until whatever, like 11 or 12 last night. Then I went in bed and played until my Switch was about to die. I went and got a charger, plugged it into the side of my bed, and I played until fucking 3 in the morning, and then made myself go to bed. But I've said enough for now. Mike, how are you feeling with the Switch 2 so far?
I like it. I'll say that.
Okay.
I do like it.
How you feeling?
I will
in your
say,
hands?
I say Mike on it all the time.
Well, that's because I keep turning it on and like just. I actually have not really gone back into Mario Kart. Like I still want to play it, but as of like today, I don't think I actually played it. I think I was just pressing things on my Switch trying to see what did what. I'll have it here. Yeah, I was like, for instance, I booted up Rocket League just now, apparently just to see if it would run, and Overwatch again, just to see if it actually both of those I was trying to see. It was fine. Both of those I was trying to see if I could get the mouse controls to work, and I couldn't. Okay. I didn't try that hard.
But do they
so
work
like, there's
with those games?
I don't know. That's what I was
don't know if games like that have mouse support. What else have you done with it so far?
I tried downloading the Nintendo GameCube Classics thing. Couldn't get it to go because I filled up my Switch, and that's about it. But yeah,
how are you feeling about Mario Kart?
Mario Kart is fun, but
Uh-oh.
but there are so many fucking people in those tracks,
I
man.
love it though. It's great. I don't
Are
care.
you playing
Yeah.
online still? Like, is that how you're primarily
No.
playing? Oh, okay.
I'm primary. That's like my
Because
main thing too.
I don't feel like when I'm playing offline, I don't feel like it clusters as much. People online are like fucking gunning for the same like narrow path and
Yeah.
like trying to get item blocks. So I feel like it gets clumped quickly. But it does seem like, because I noticed it a few matches last night when we were playing, the people that already kind of have a grasp on some courses, they know like other fucking paths and like shortcuts and secrets and like
Oh yeah,
are
definitely.
wall riding and grinding rails like way above everybody. So I'm like, that is the key. Like that is how to separate yourself from that 24
Yeah.
fucking, you get hit with one item and then 7 other items hit you. It's like knowing where these
Yeah,
other
right,
pathways
exactly.
are. I think is gonna like you're. I think the longer you play the game,
There's
if you
way
stick
more to
with it,
this game.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think you're
yeah.
gonna discover like there's a lot more going on in each course because okay, so I was well, I don't want to dominate the conversation, Todd. You talk a little for a little bit.
I was gonna say in like a couple of weeks we're gonna be seeing people play this game and they're gonna be like, "Whoa, I didn't know you could play like this way," kind of thing. I think that's what's gonna happen.
I don't know
But
if it's gonna get that, but I do think there's
I
just more depth to the courses than we've maybe
yes,
realized.
yeah, and I don't think a lot of people are. I think people are going straight through the course for the most part. But like you said, I've seen people do some stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, kind of thing. Like, I just finally figured out how to jump earlier today, and I was like, oh, okay,
Oh,
that's why.
how do you do it?
It's the same way you what's it
Drift?
called, drift, but you just have to drive straight and hold it down, and then you let go.
Okay.
Like so you don't drift. You have to drive in a straight line to do it, and you hold that trigger rather than turn drifting, and that's it.
Okay,
Okay.
I think Todd just figured out how to just jump, which is that
Yeah.
No, but it
no
gives you
no.
like a jump boost, like it's a you like wind up your wheels
Oh,
until they
okay.
start doing like
So that's how you do it. Okay,
yeah yeah
I thought you had to
yeah.
press 2 buttons.
No, oh no, so you like once you get the wheels sparking,
Then it jumps
it
higher.
like
Okay, yeah.
and then yeah.
I thought you were just like, because when you drift, you jump. Like that's the other just regular
Yeah.
jump in the
Yeah,
game.
of
That's what I
course,
thought you
yeah.
were doing, and I was like, Todd, that's not the jump.
No, that's what I was doing, hoping it was going to
Okay,
work the other way
okay.
before I looked it up. It's like
I don't know how like accurate this Reddit list is, but it lists games that people are checking to see if the most support works, and it doesn't list Overwatch yet. So
Okay.
I'm
It did
assuming
work with the gyros, but I knew that already.
yeah, I'm assuming for Switch One games, it's gonna have to be like a thing that
An
those
update.
developers choose to like add support for. I don't know, like on the back end of things. Obviously, Overwatch is a game that has mouse controls and apparently gyro controls. I don't think I knew it had Switch gyro controls. I don't know if either one of those means it makes it like a switch they can flip in the back end. You know what I
I doubt
mean?
it.
Or like,
Coding things like that is a lot more difficult.
that was a basic way to put it, but more of like a it's easy for us to do that because we have these other things. There's like we can kind of just like take a lot of that mapping and just apply it to I don't know. I don't know if it makes it easier. Whereas if it's a game that doesn't have like let's say it's a Switch exclusive and it doesn't have obviously mouse controls because it's not on PC somewhere. I don't
Yeah.
know if I don't know if there's actually like more work that needs to be done or if, you know, if it has mouse support that makes it easier to finagle because they're, you know, whatever.
Yeah. I mean the thing about something like let's say Overwatch for instance is that okay, your left hand is or actually your right hand is the mouse. And you've got a couple buttons there, but you still some of the characters have more buttons than you would probably have immediate access to on that hand. So like you would have to it'd be like an awkward thing to do to have the other hand doing the other buttons. You know what I mean?
Wouldn't it just be the same thing as having a keyboard and a mouse?
Exactly. But so how would that work with
How many?
the
Who has?
Joy-Cons?
How many? What do you mean? The Joy-Con has the D-pad on the left, so that would be 4 buttons, and has 2 triggers.
Can you imagine trying to do that with one hand? I don't know. It just seems
Well, the
weird to me.
mouse
I think
also
it's doable.
has 4 buttons and 2 triggers, so like you should have plenty of button abilities.
So
It
you're
would
moving
just be
around.
you would just have to like obviously learn how to play the game that way.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be an awkward way to do it. Because imagine I'm trying to think of a good character to illustrate the point I'm trying to make that, may be wrong. Let me pop out a controller. So I'm going here. Let's see. I've got like regular shooty, maybe one of my abilities, and then kind of cramping your thumb to hit a couple of other face buttons.
I'm not saying it's an ideal way to play it. I'm just saying I feel like it has enough buttons between the two Joy-Con to do it. Who has the most abilities? Who has the most button presses for an Overwatch character?
Off the top of my head, not somebody I'd probably play as, but there are characters that have multiple things.
I feel like D.Va has quite a bit.
D.Va probably has a few because you've got the two different
The
guns.
No, this
you've got the
shield,
boost,
the boost,
and then you've got the defense matrix.
Hold on. I feel like this doesn't make any sense because it's the same way you're playing on an Xbox controller. It's just split in half. Like your left
yes,
hand
it's split
is
in half. You've got
your left hand
exactly
is just 2 buttons
and
the joystick. So your right hand is 4 face buttons, a joystick, and 2 triggers. So
it works out when it's split out with your 2 hands. That's all I'm getting at. It's weird to try and do everything with the one hand.
Did you think I was saying that you could play Overwatch with just your right hand only? Or your one mouse hand?
No, I'm saying that it probably is more... because once you're using... I was saying if you were using the mouse controls, then you'd still need to use 2 hands normally to play the game.
Yeah.
It'd be... So if you're using your mouse hand, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you can use 2 mice in Overwatch. So what are you doing with the other Joy-Con?
If they mapped it, you could. Because the other mouse would control your Y-axis, and the other one would control your X-axis.
Oh, that's super weird.
I mean, but other games on Switch 2 are going to have that ability.
Are they going to be FPSs?
I don't fucking know. But anyways, if I'm holding the left hand of the controller in my left hand and the right hand in the mouse, it's still the same amount of buttons. And it frees your thumb up from using the joystick, so you would be able to use those other buttons.
So, mouse, and then you've just got the other one holding like this. That's basically what you'd have to do.
I mean, I don't think it's that different from using a PC, because if you're using a PC, you have 2 commands on your mouse hand, and then you have to use WASD to control.
Yes.
So then you're moving your hand around to hit other things.
Yes.
Yeah. So in the other scenario, you're using a joystick instead of D-pad. You still have the 2 triggers on your fingers, but because you're removing the joystick from your right hand, that thumb then becomes like free to use those 4 face buttons.
Yes. My complaint, or what I was getting at in terms of just reconfiguring these games, is that once you're in mouse mode, one hand has to be the mouse, the other hand just has to be free over here. That's all. Which is probably fine for developing things. I don't know. I'm not a developer. It's just something to consider.
I'm just confused. I guess I'm just confused what we're talking about at this point then. Maybe I don't know what we're talking about. The other option also is that it can be mapped the way Metroid is going to be mapped, which is the left hand can also be a gyro, so you'd be aiming with that instead of the joystick.
Which would be fun.
I don't know.
That I'm down with.
Anyways, there are games that take advantage of the mouse controls already on Switch 2. You should have played around with those.
I don't know what the games are. I was just working off the games that I currently have on my Switch.
I don't know if they've updated Splatoon to do that. The Splatoon 3 use mouse controls. Todd, go ahead, talk.
What do you want me to say?
I'm
over it.
Anything other than
how much you
whatever
love.
the fuck you just talked about for 20 minutes.
I got something good. No, actually, I love this tech. I think I'm pretty excited about it, like what I have in my hands. But I think this is a pretty shitty launch. I think Mario Kart's great. I think it's a fucking awesome game. But like, you go into the store, you can't find shit. Like, there's nothing in there. There's like 10 games, like to the marketplace. There's really nothing in there for a launch. It's wild to me. I think Mario, but it's worth it just for Mario Kart. But like, I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't think it's a good launch.
Okay.
I think it's weird that it's
You love
launching with what
Mario
it's
Kart. You
launching
think
with.
it's a bad launch? I'm so confused.
I
You
think
went
you
and
can
hold
still
on.
have
You
a good
came
game.
and you didn't want to wait till Wednesday to get the console. You came and
Yeah,
met us at
and
1 a.m. to Best Buy.
exactly. And
It's a bad launch.
I still like. No, I'm not saying it's a bad launch. I'm saying I like the console. I like everything about it so far. I like the tech. I think that like the fact that I'm playing down well and like random indie games on my console because I don't know what to play other than Mario Kart is kind of a problem. I don't think it's a huge deal because I'll have like in a month I'll have
I
fucking
guess I
Donkey
just
Kong. But
don't think it's actually a problem, seeing as how not only did you buy a Switch 2, knowing what the launch games
yeah,
were, like it's
no,
not a
but I was gonna get
secret.
it regardless.
But it
I was
wasn't
no,
like a
no, yeah,
secret. You weren't like, I'm gonna buy a Switch 2. I hope there's games. Like you knew what the fucking games were.
no. This is like yeah, but I still can say that it's not like the best launch. Like, and I love it. I love everything about this thing so far. But I think that's like its biggest weakness right now. And honestly, I'm not worried about Nintendo having fucking games coming out. But I just
Yeah.
think like I think it's it's fine. Honestly, Mario Kart, like you said, if you told me that I was just gonna sit and turn on my Switch every time I get home and play Mario Kart, I'm glad that this game's doing this because I think this is like one of the best Mario Karts in a long time. Like fucking Rainbow Road when we played that the other night, I was like, oh, this is still going. This is amazing. Like I was like, this is so good.
I'm not saying it's a great console launch lineup, but you made it seem like it's a bad launch, and you went out of your way to go get it. That's the point I was confused by.
Oh no, yeah, no, no, no. I was gonna get it regardless. You know me. Like
Yeah.
you guys would have it for like you guys would have it for like an hour before me. I'd be like crying. Like I'd be like, no, I want it right now. So I was like, I have to get it. And
I mean, I would agree with you that it is a weaker launch lineup, but like I do think this Mario Kart game is pretty fucking strong, and I can't speak to
yeah,
Deltarune yet because I haven't played it, but like it's the next game from Toby Fox, so I don't really expect that to be a bad game. So I think that's a pretty dope. I mean, granted, it's not for everybody, but it's a pretty dope launch game. Bravely Default also was great when I played it back in the day on the 3DS. I am expecting it to be great this time. Again, is it a brand new thing that didn't exist before? No, but like a lot of people probably didn't play that game either.
so I was gonna get it, and then I realized that that's the one I played, but I didn't play two,
Okay.
which is not like I mean I kind of still almost want to get it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong though. I mean, if we're gonna grade this against the launch window of or the launch day games, it's on the weaker side. I mean, you have to also
But
look at like we launched like the Switch one launched with arguably one of the best games ever made. So it's like to go from that, I don't think there was really any comparison to be made. Like if you're gonna stack it up strictly against like the prior console, especially because the launch year of the Switch one is pretty fucking stacked. Like you had Zelda and a few other smaller games that day, like you had Snipper Clips, Super Bomberman R, and I don't know, Puyo Puyo Tetris, maybe a few other smaller things. I think it was a week or a few weeks later we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It didn't come out the day it came out because Mike definitely would have. I feel like Switch would have been. I feel like Switch One would have been an immediate like no brainer for you, Mike. If Mario Kart 8 was a launch title, it was not. It was like 2 weeks later, I think.
It was 2 weeks later, but it was Mario Kart
8 Deluxe.
8. So like 8 Deluxe. So like I don't know if I would have pushed myself because I already had all the DLC
Yeah.
for 8 on the Wii U.
Splatoon 2 was also that summer. Mario Odyssey was that October. So like it had a pretty solid run. I do think the launch window of this console for me is a good launch. I mean, I think Mario Kart's great. Deltarune, Bravely Default. A lot of the other stuff that came out on launch day for the most part was ports. So either stuff I've already played or stuff that I don't need to buy on my Switch 2. But July is Donkey Kong Bonanza, which looks phenomenal in my opinion. I'm very excited for that. August is August is Story of Seasons.
I
September,
feel like Hades is going to get announced some point too.
Yeah, there'll be some other stuff that'll get flushed in there. And then obviously, I'm sure there's a lot of things that maybe are already announced for other places that just don't have their Switch port announcement. So, like, there will probably be a Nintendo Direct in the next month or two, would be my guess. That kind of gives you a little bit more of an idea of some things that are also going to flush out the rest of the year. But, I mean, as far as new stuff, I mean, Daemon X Machina sequel, Pokemon Legends. I know Todd doesn't give a fuck about that, but
yeah, no, fuck yeah, let's go. Pokemon Legends.
I don't know. Is he fucking around with us right now? I don't know.
Yes, I am.
Oh, Legends looks great, and hearing how well people are saying that the updates to the old Pokemon games running on Switch 2 makes me feel really fucking good about Legends on Switch 2. I feel like there was another Kirby Air Ride. Did that not get? I thought that also got a date for this year. In the Hyrule Warriors game. Maybe not. I don't know. They have a few things. I think the games that they have coming out are great. I mean,
Hyrule Warriors is like whatever to me at this point.
Oh, I love that shit. That shit's so good. The Age of Calamity was so fucking good. I love my Switch. I've still play my Switch regularly. I won't now, obviously, because I'm going to move to this, but having a new, just like better machine in that same form factor.
The screen's so much better too.
The only thing for me is that like I was using an OLED for so long, so I feel like I can kind of notice like, oh, it's not as sharp, it's not as like the colors don't pop as much, and it makes me mad that like in 2 years I'm probably gonna buy a fucking Switch 2 OLED, and it's like aggravating that I'm gonna spend like another $600 on this fucking console or whatever, but I still use my Switch a lot, so this upgrade is great for me. There's still tons of Switch 1 games that I either haven't finished or haven't played yet. So, like, the library is, you know, it's still there because it's still games that are getting updates and games that are going to run better on this platform. So, I don't feel like I have a shortage of things to play. I can definitely see the argument for it being a week, launch of games. I don't disagree with you there. Because even Mario Kart, like, we can go back to Mario Kart. I finished all the cups the other night when we played. I started chipping away at the knockout battle because that also has a cup attached, like a trophy attached to each of them. But the thing I was reading, so this was one of the things I wanted to mention. When I finished the cups that are there, and I guess, slight spoiler if you are listening and don't want this spoiler, but it's a thing so just skip ahead 30 seconds. Most Mario Kart games, when you finish the cups that are there, you get other cups. Like there are other races that populate. Did either of you finish the cups yet or no?
No.
Do you want me to spoil it for you or no?
I don't care. It's whatever.
Yeah, have fun.
Okay.
I'm assuming they're there.
There's one additional cup that pops up.
Oh,
and it's the Rainbow Road Cup. So when I finished it, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, maybe when I finish this, there'll be like, 4 more cups that pop up or something. And there wasn't. And in my head, I was like, it does seem like a lot less cups, but it also seems like this is a game they're going to add a lot of stuff to as it goes on.
Sure.
But then I went into the knockout thing and realized, oh, this is actually a little bit different. And these are all, quote unquote cups too. They're not cups, but they're like different challenges, the rallies or whatever. And then I was like looking up some stuff and like reading some people's thoughts, and I came across a Reddit thread. I think it was Reddit thread that was basically like a similar thought. They went from like, oh, at first I was kind of like, oh, there's not really a lot of courses in this game. But then when they realized that the rallies, the knockout battles, and playing multiplayer or playing online, the way it functions, like when we pick a course, the next 3 or 4 courses that pop up for you to pick are the ones that are in that circumference, like in that little area.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
So basically, every course has other options around it, and all of those configurations ends up making up like 200 and something course configurations, because all of those pathways in between courses are courses, and they're all different. Like they're not the same thing. So there's like technically a lot of races. It's just they're not like the traditional way of cups and stuff, Which I wasn't mad about the cup amount. Like I was like, no, I feel good. Like I'm great. Like I finished all the cups. It hit the credits. Credits were a fun time, and then I immediately went into free roam, and I was like, I'm gonna look for all the shit that I want to find. And I've been spending the last few sessions I played. I was just like trying to unlock all the characters. I still don't have them all. I'm getting pretty close.
Yeah, it's funny. I have done very little with free roam. I got the Luigi skin today, the hat backwards one, but I don't really even care about it. But when they announced that was something I didn't care about at all.
Yeah,
But the online is so good, it's like flawless right now
yeah,
that like I'm pretty happy. Like knockout mode that's my jam. It's like it's so tense, like kind of
yeah.
like because as soon as you go through the gate, it's like the next race is going. You don't
I
stop.
I do like. I didn't expect that to be the case. So like I wasn't the first knockout that I played. When I drove through the gate, I was in like second place on the first part
You
of it.
take your hands off the
Yes,
controller for a second.
I like stopped because I was like, oh, it's just gonna let us drive until the next whatever 10 people finish, and I was like, oh no, this race is just going, and the person
Right?
in
It's
first
great.
had the craziest lead, and I was just chasing them the whole time, and I was like, this
Oh,
is
I love
actually
it.
like kind of like high octane, like this is like intense.
Is that a new mode for this for like
Yes,
Mario? Okay, it was okay. Yeah, that
yeah, right. That's a new
it's
mic, right?
okay.
That's a new thing.
Knockout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, that is like it's so good. It's all I want to play.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm really enjoying it. It's way too soon and it's kind of way different for me to be like this is the best Mario Kart. Like I'm going to need some time to sit on that. But
Oh no, this is a game of the year. It's a contender right here. This is
well,
like there's no doubt in
I
my
think
mind.
that's a different conversation. I'm just saying like is this the best Mario Kart? I don't know. Mario Kart 8 was pretty fucking good. But
Yeah,
this game is fantastic and I'm loving it. I like I'm like itching my fucking hands. Like, can we fucking end this podcast? Can I go play some fucking Mario Kart? I'm just trying to decide who my fucking main character is going to be because I'm back and forth.
listen, I think they did enough in this game to differentiate it from the last, and like the last
Oh,
is such a big deal
I think it's a
that
wildly
like this
different
game,
game.
yeah, and but in like such a good way, and like
Yeah,
everything works, and like yeah, it's just like, and honestly, like not this has nothing to do with world, but like us being in a party on our switches is it's so sad that this is like amazing, but like it's so weird. It worked very flawlessly while we were playing the game.
I
It was
mean,
pretty cool.
listen, I think I'll kind of echo you a little bit on that. You know, maybe this isn't the same for everybody because we're obviously a little bit more in that thing of we have multiple consoles. You know, some of us play shit on computers and we're in Discord and all this stuff. And like, we have all of these additional ways to interact online with friends and strangers and playing games and hanging out or whatever. What I will say to your point with that is like, there are probably, at least I don't foresee a lot of situations where I want to be dialed in like a party chat scenario on my Switch, unless I'm like up here in my office. Like that doesn't matter. I can just use everything on my computer. But like us hopping in a quick fucking couple of rounds of
It's so
Mario
easy.
Kart and just being able to chat easily without like honestly without wearing a headset, it fucking felt great to just be like, there's no issues here. I didn't hear like weird noises coming from either like I didn't hear like other
I
stuff
was using my
around you.
earbuds. And
I was wearing
it
a
was like
headset too.
yeah,
And I wasn't.
wearing
It
it.
was just coming out of my TV, and I was sitting downstairs, and it was fucking great to just lay on my couch and fucking play Mario Kart, and like you guys could seemingly hear me fine, I could hear you guys fine, and it was just like a very
Right.
relaxing, and it's a silly thing to like even talk about, I think, but at
I
the
don't think
same
it is though
time,
because like
it just
with the mic
works.
with the camera though, I wish like I kind of wish I had a camera, but like I'm always like laying down, so like I don't think it would work the way Mike's was. But seeing Mike's like get hit and then his head would be like spinning
Yeah,
around,
silly stuff. It's fun.
it's so good, it's so stupid.
I mean, we'll see how it goes over time. Because again, I'm only going to use that type of party chat in a specific way. It's like we're just hanging around playing Mario Kart. Yeah, I don't need to fucking be in Discord and locked in and get all of my fucking
Right.
shit going. It's like, no, I just hang out and play. But I'm curious how it evolves over time because, like, sometimes, I'll be in a chat with someone and they're playing, let's say we're playing a crossplay game and they're on PlayStation and they're using just their PS5 controller to talk. It sounds awful. It's like I hear
I always
echoes,
forget that's the thing.
I hear the
Yeah.
game constantly, and I'm like, you either have your TV up fucking blaring or the noise cancellation in that controller is terrible, or whatever it is. But I couldn't hear either of your games. Like it was just there was no echo, no weirdness. It was just felt good. And now I'm jinxing it. We're going downstairs. I don't fucking play this, and you guys it's gonna be like fucking.
Yeah. Well, again, you wouldn't hear anything from us because we were wearing headsets. So like,
Yeah.
we would just
Well, could
have
you?
different.
I mean, my TV wasn't quiet. Could you hear my TV? Could you hear echoes and shit from me?
No.
I don't think so.
The only thing I remember hearing was Jen.
And even then, that was like you couldn't really hear her because
I didn't hear her.
she was like not sitting next to me. She was like standing up on the other side of the room. And I was like, you can just ask them what you want to ask them. They can hear you. And then she said whatever and then went upstairs and you guys couldn't hear it. So like that's, I don't know, maybe that is kind of proving the point of like has decent audio cancellation or suppression or whatever. But I don't know. I'm excited for what the next year and a half, 2 years of the Switch 2 look like. I think that Mario Kart's great. I think for some of us, it'll be something we bounce off. Like I feel like once we walk away from it, we are going to walk away from it. We might pop back
honestly
in
right
for
now,
some multiplayer stuff, but
I'm ready to go for like Splatoon right now. I'm fully embracing like I have no online game to play right now. I got this thing. I'm gonna start fucking playing a ton of Splatoon probably.
Yeah. Well, I think for you specifically, and maybe other people will feel this way. Like I feel like I was trying to say this at the beginning of the podcast, and you were for some reason being defensive about it. I feel like you've stepped
get
away
out of here.
I feel like you've stepped away personally from your Switch for quite some time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. For you, it's seemingly maybe a little exciting right now because you're like, I might boot up Splatoon. I dipped into my Animal Crossing and I was like, oh shit, like maybe I'll start playing Animal Crossing. So it might be like a little bit of a rekindling.
I have been too. Yeah. No, it has been 100%. Yeah. Like I said, I like the tech. The tech's great.
Yeah. So I was surprised the first time I held it. I was like, this is bigger than I anticipated it being.
I'm like, I was showing people. I'm like, look at how big the screen is. Pretty fucking like.
And it's not heavy.
No, and if you compare it to the old one, like it's night and day. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's crazy.
It is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And granted, there is still a bezel on the Switch too, so like the screen isn't actually that much bigger, but it is bigger.
Right. It just feels bigger though, no matter what. Like even if it's not. Like,
I like the way the Joy-Cons feel. I actually love snapping them in and out. It's so satisfying for some reason.
But they feel more sturdy. They feel like
there was always this like because I played so much handheld. Even just doing this, it feels like they shake a little bit.
Wobbly.
Like they move. They're a little wobbly.
Yeah.
I have never had one break. I've never had one like come out accidentally or something. But with the Switch 2, hopefully it stays this way with wear and tear. It feels fucking solid. Like it just feels like it's a complete unit.
And
it's
I was
not
nervous
moving.
about that.
Yeah.
So. Well, you know what's crazy is that my first Switch was my launch Switch, and that made it through everything. Like I never had a single issue ever. I think my Joy-Cons drifted once. That was it.
I don't know if I ever had any drift.
Oh, my drift is awful. I will boot something. I will try to like just navigate the menu, and I'm looking at it. Controller goes scrolls all the way to the other side of the screen.
Yep.
Interesting.
But I went like 5 or 6 years with that before that even happened. I was always like, oh, the drift never got me.
I hope there's no drift issues with the Switch 2. I feel like they probably...
No, these controllers feel like meatier. They feel like there's a lot to like. The other ones feel like cheap plastic. These feel like legit.
All right. Anything else we want to say? We should wrap things up. Yeah. I don't know. Switch 2 is cool. Looking forward to playing with it more. I'll be taking it on a plane tomorrow, so I'll see how that feels traveling with it for the first time. We'll quickly play a quick game. As we do with every episode, we play a game, keep track of the points, scoreboard for the year. Before we do that, thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode 474. I said it was going to be a short one. We still went for an hour for some reason. We appreciate you. Please leave us a 5-star review, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to the show. Just leave us a review. It's very, very helpful. We would appreciate it if you did that. Tons of ways to support us. Everything we do, everything we make, everything, Pass the Controller. You can just go to passthecontroller.io. That's our website. Check us out there. You can see all the written content, links to the podcast, links to video, cocktail recipes, anything that we make or do, social media, all that stuff linked out of there. Store, whatever you want to do. Want to spend money, not spend money, all that stuff's there. We appreciate it if you went there, showed us some love, subscribe to us wherever, Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. If you want to catch us live, we do record live every week, twitch.tv/passcontroller. If you can't catch us live but you want to watch the show, you can just go to YouTube and type in Pass the Controller Podcast. We will pop up there. Without further ado, the game for the week. I will text Dom these. I already texted Dom earlier, and he didn't respond because he's dealing with some stuff. So I'll text him. When he answers, I'll add his points if he got any or not. Actually, no, it won't work this way. Dom's just not getting points. Because we're going to do Gaming the Meta. The way that this game works is I pick 3 games. The panel has to... Actually, this doesn't work with 2 people. Fuck.
What doesn't?
All right.
Because it's really just whoever's closer. So, like, if Mike says 70, you either just say 69 or 71. Gotcha. We're not going to play that game. I'm going to pivot. Shit.
Movie game.
Movie game. What can we pivot to quickly?
Wait, do the music one. Come on, let's go. We haven't done that one in so long.
I'm not set up to do that right now. You don't know how to do,
I'm kidding.
Do that. We can do... Okay. I know what I'm going to do. We are going to play a game called...
The Box.
Am I Right? Of course I am. And the way this works is I'm going to pick 3 courses from Mario Kart, and you're going to tell me which Mario Kart it's from. If you get it right, you get a point. If no one gets it right, no one gets a point. There are points to not be had tonight if people are not on top of their game.
I know nothing about this, so Mike, have fun.
Great.
Listen, I know course names, but I'll picture it and then not remember what game it's from, so it's fine.
All right. The leaderboard for the year as it stands: Dom in first with 35, Todd in second 29, Mike in third with 19. Let's play. Am I right? Of course I am. Okay. This is what we'll do. Since Todd's already crying about it, we'll go back and we'll go back and forth until someone gets the fucking point. You fucking
no, don't do that. Don't do that.
We'll be here forever.
Okay. You each get 2 tries on a course. That should narrow it a little bit. Okay. Ooh, we'll do it this way. Mike, pick a cup. For the most part, they all use the same names.
Okay.
You got mushroom cup, flower cup, star cup, special cup, and then I'll pick the third one from the bonuses.
Okay. Let's do flower.
Okay, Mike's gonna go flower cup.
Todd, what's really tricky is that some of these course names are very similar to each other. They're not exactly
that doesn't matter. I'm gonna be like Mario. I'm gonna be like every guess. I'm gonna be like Mario Kart. And you're like, wait, which one? I'm gonna be like Mario Kart.
All right, well, don't do that because we're trying to wrap the episode up. All right, Mike, flower cup. Mario Raceway. First guess.
Raceway. I'm trying to picture it. I think I'm picturing it, but I feel like I'm picturing one of the courses that was like from an older game that was remade for a newer game. So I'm just gonna say Super Mario Kart.
Incorrect. Todd. Mario Raceway.
Mario 8. Whatever the last one was. Ultimate.
Okay. Well, if I do Mario Kart 8 at any point, it's going to be a course that's from Mario Kart 8 because Mario Kart 8 has like so many legacy courses. It's not from Mario 8.
Yeah. Okay.
Michael.
Mario Raceway, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's also a bunch of Mario Karts I did not play, so I'll go with 64, even though I don't think that's right either.
That's what I was gonna say.
Well, it is correct.
Ah, damn it.
So Mike gets the first point. It was Mario Raceway from Mario Kart 64. Todd, pick a cup. Mushroom cup, flower cup, star cup, special cup.
Stock up.
Star cup. Okay. Sunshine Airport.
Is this me?
It's you.
All right. That is that Mario Kart 3DS?
Incorrect. Mike. Sunshine Airport.
Sunshine Airport. Now, the only airport I can picture is the one from Mario Kart 8, so I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
that.
I think that's the one. I think he's right.
But I feel like that was named something else.
Well, what do you want to do?
I'm still picking it. I don't have another option. I'm just
Mike
saying I
gets
feel like that's
another
correct.
point. I picked that one because I assumed somebody would have said Double Dash because it was Sunshine Airport.
Yeah.
Okay. I will pick
I don't understand. I don't get that.
because GameCube Double Dash Mario Sunshine.
Oh, I didn't play Double Dash, so I wouldn't even have tried to guess it.
Okay. Well, I am going to pick the third one. I'm going to pick one of the retro cups. Actually, no, it's going to become too complicated if I do that. We're not going to do that. We're going to instead, I'll just pick the special cup. Since Mike is in last place, Mike can go first. We are going to go with
Oh, I need to get a brush for this cat.
Koopa Beach 2.
Koopa Beach 2.
The sequel to Koopa Beach.
Okay. So I don't remember that name at all. So my thought process is it's either one of the Mario Karts I didn't play or one of the Mario Karts I didn't play often, which doesn't help. That's actually a lot of games still.
Would it help you if I named the Mario Kart games?
No, because like I can picture some of the names. Like I'm going to say Mario Kart Wii, which is one I didn't play.
That's what I was going to say.
But I'm going to go with that one for now. And then my next guess will be the other one that I know I didn't play that I haven't mentioned so far.
Okay. Well, it is incorrect, Todd.
Damn, that was going to be my guess.
Beach 2. Keep in mind this is the special cup.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
It's not helpful.
I'm going to say it's Mario Kart Super Nintendo.
It's not what that game's called, but I'm going to give
Again,
you,
I don't know.
I'm going to give you the point.
I don't know.
Because
what is it?
it's just called Super Mario Kart.
Okay.
So that'll give Todd a point and brings him up to 30. So I think this is the only one that really does it, or I guess it looks like maybe Mario Kart Super Circuit does a little bit too. But Super Mario Kart, it's like all of the courses are Mario Circuit 1, Mario Circuit 2. Like they have like numbers after them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. All right, that game kind of fucking sucked. So
I was gonna say SNES just to piss you off, but I didn't do it.
Mike, what do you call that system?
I feel like I've only ever called it Super Nintendo.
I think so too.
Guy,
Yeah.
Like whenever
fucking guy.
I'll see SNES written out, I might say it SNES, but usually that doesn't come up in conversation.
Also, my guy, it is the Super Nintendo, and if it's ever fucking all caps, I just say SNES. SNES drives me bonkers, especially because like it wouldn't be SNES, it would be like SNIZ, right? With the way that word is spelled.
I don't. We say the. Actually, no. We say the NES, right? I guess I'd say NES.
Oh, I don't call it the NES. But the NES is like less. I still don't like that, but it's like less bothersome than the SNES. Ugh, it just sounds
Yeah,
terrible
no,
coming out of your
that's
mouth.
not right.
There's even less people that I've ever heard say this, but I've heard people call it the Super NES, and that also drives me bonkers.
That's crazy.
I think that's just insanity. Pick one. Like, just you either want to say Super Nintendo or you want to be abbreviated. You're not saying both. Todd and I literally had this conversation the other day because
Right.
I either called it the NES, or when I was younger I called it regular Nintendo. I called it regular
Yeah.
Nintendo and Super Nintendo.
Regular
That's what I
Nintendo,
called
yes.
them.
You had to have the regular.
Yeah. It was either like
It was a regular or super.
like
That's it.
exactly like parents called it fucking like everything Nintendo, and it's like no, that's regular Nintendo and that's Super Nintendo.
Yeah, right.
And they just called every video game Nintendo.
Right.
So I don't know.
Sipping on the Endo, GameCube, Nintendo.
I feel like for a while it's the same way. It's the same way like a lot of people just refer to soda or refer to like cola as Coke. I feel like Nintendo was that for a long time, where just people just called video games Nintendo.
Right.
Yeah, and they went to court for that.
Yes, they did. Anyways, that'll end the week with Dom still in first 35, Todd in second with 30, Mike in third with 21. We appreciate you. There might be a hiccup in next week's episode structure just because we'll be coming back from California, but we'll see how the week plays out. Until then, we appreciate you, and we will see you next time.